Welcome back to my channel. My name is Blair if you're new here, and today we're going to do a quick end of the year review. I'm sure if you've been here, you know that over the course of the year I've been doing like quarterly reviews of where I'm at with my debt payoff, my goals, that kind of stuff, because it just doesn't make sense to me to do it monthly. There's not enough progress made, so I basically have been doing it quarterly. And I'm just going to touch on the highlights, and then we'll talk about my 2023 goals, what I hit, what I didn't hit, and then what my 2024 goals may be. Of course, I don't share every detail, but I'm going to share the ones I feel comfortable sharing. And then I'll talk a little bit about how I'm going to make my vision board, which will get done later. For my end of the year review, obviously my goal and my main focus has been on debt payoff. I had one debt that I was concerned with paying off this year, which was a student loan. I got close, but I didn't get it paid off. I'm not beating myself up though, because I did contribute a lot of funds towards it this year, as well as saved money on the side for another goal, which to me, it just blows my mind that I was able to do that. I've come so far financially from where I was like 3 years ago. So for my debt payoff, I paid off a total of like $11,000 this year. That was between my student loan and actually like my mortgage and stuff that I pay on. And my student loan, I think I put like $9,000 towards that specifically. If I wouldn't have been saving money as a side goal, I probably would have paid this off. But it was important to me to also balance savings in there. So either way, I'm very pleased and happy with that. And that was actually one of my goals, was to pay off First Mark. It did not occur. So of course that will trickle into next year because it will be paid off. As for savings, I've already touched on this. I did save like $5,000, which was my savings goal for the year. I'm not going to explain what that's for. I'll share it when that time comes up. But overall, I don't like to focus just on the debt and the savings. I like to focus on my net worth. Because when I see a number that shows whether I'm in the negative or the positive, it gives me a better understanding than just dwelling on the negative part of it, of the debt, or, you know, the other part. So in terms of my net worth, it did increase about $43,000 this year, which is amazing. I'm still in the green. I'm on the up and up. Obviously, contributing to that was paying off debt, my savings, also, 401k pension, all that kind of stuff that went up. A big contributor, I think, though, is the economy and what's going on with it. The fact that like my house value went up quite a bit this year, and even my car value increased from the previous year, which is insane for a very old used car. So I'm very happy with that. So that's the gist of the yearly review. So let's talk about the 2023 goals that I did share with you guys. And I apologize now, this is just going to be a very chatty, quick vlog. It's not going to be anything crazy. We kind of hit on the financial parts of it for the most part. It was to pay off the student loan, save $5,000. And my third one was to keep my sinking funds filled, which I really did do technically a good job of. It was just hard because most of my sinking funds that I save for, I actually touch towards the end of the year, you know, like the Christmas sinking fund, paying my car registration, that kind of stuff. So they kind of got hit all of a sudden at the tail end of the year, which is what they're there for, you know, to use them, and then I replenish them. So I think I'm going to give myself that one because I did do a very good job of keeping them, for the most part, filled. Health and fitness. Now, I did reevaluate some of these part of the way through the year with the way things were going, but originally I wanted to do 4 or 5Ks in a year. I only ended up doing 1, which I'm okay with, mainly because of all the injury issues I was having with my back and stuff throughout the year. I had to take it easy on my body, so I didn't do any others. Veggies once a day, I will give to myself. I've been very conscious about making sure I have vegetables at some point, and if I didn't, I would have the Bloom greens, so I made sure I got some form of veggies every day. The 2 that I did not hit with my health and fitness was probably trying a bar class and working out 4 days a week. Because again, of my injury, I slowed things way down. I wasn't doing as much because I was so afraid of hurting myself any further. So I did not do those. I'm really hoping next year will be better because I haven't had as many issues towards the end of this year with my back. So hopefully we can move forward with that. Third category that I had was to-do or lifestyle items. My first goal was to read 10 books. I actually read 11. Now, before you come at me for a smaller goal than most people are out there doing, like 24 and so on books, I don't feel like I have time to sit around and read books. Between work and doing what I want to do, there's just not that much time. So the way I typically set it is 10 books for the year, which gives me a book a month up till October. And then November and December, I try not to have a book to read because there's so many different things to do with like baking for the holidays and decorating and activities. And I don't want to pile something else into my plate. Now, if I have time, what I usually do is read one more book. It's like Christmas stories that my grandma sent me a bunch of, and I'll just occasionally read one of those here and there. So I did manage to read one Christmas book, bringing me to 11. So I did hit that goal. The second thing I had was to upload photos monthly from my phone to my computer. I wouldn't say I did it monthly, but I did do it like every other month, upload them so they were on my computer and backed up. I'm going to give myself that because I still kept it cleared off my phone. The other one was to do one new recipe every 2 weeks. And I do 2 weeks because I do groceries every 2 weeks is when I pick them up. And I really did do this. I think I went above and beyond, to be honest with you. I tried so many new recipes this year, which was great because I found some good ones that I like and I will be making again, which was kind of the point behind it, to find some new stuff for my repertoire. And then the last two goals I'm not going to talk about, but I didn't meet them. But they were not things I was willing to share. I also had a category for faith. So for faith, I had to do 4 Bible studies, and I did do 4. I think all of them were actually from Daily Grace and Company. My second goal was to tithe consistently, and as of yesterday, when I got my final paycheck for the year, I have tithed every single paycheck this entire year, which is awesome. I really think it was a good thing to do. I think it taught me some trust in God and to not fret that like my paycheck didn't seem like it would hit my bills, because it always ended up working out. And on the flip side, I was blessing others by tithing. So my other one was just to attend church. I did go back to church. I did attend here and there. I kind of fell back off again. That's hard to explain to you because there's parts that I'm not sharing yet. I did attend church. I went back. I was doing consistently for the most part. So that was basically my 2023 goals. Now for 2024, I'm kind of using the same categories again. And I'm only going to share the ones I'm comfortable sharing again. For financial goals, I only put down 2 this year. One is to pay off that student loan. I know it will be, as long as I can keep on the path I have been with how much I put towards the debt every month. I should be done by May or June at the latest. So I'm excited to have that debt gone. The second one, I want to save $5,000 again this year. This time it's going to be for me to start saving for a new car. Like I mentioned, I do have an older car. Actually, it'll be 20 years this year. So it's an older 2004 car. But because I've made such big progress financially in my life, I think it would be smart to just start saving so I can either put all of it down when I buy the car so I'm not, saddling myself with another debt, or at least to have a hefty down payment. So we're going to start by aiming with $5,000 again. However, I might give more than that once my debt's paid off. So we'll see where we're at the end of the year. Health and fitness. So some of these are very similar. Consistent workouts. I'm really trying to make this a priority this year. I kind of have a plan to start very slow in January and just build on it each month until I get to a good place where it's where I want to be. So we're gonna aim to get consistent. I'm going to say 4 or 5Ks again. After I did the last one, I was like, there's no point in me feeling like I got to pay to participate in a 5K. So I just need to do them. Pick a day, go do it every quarter, whether it's walking, running, whatever it is. It just makes me feel good to know that I did it, especially when I had so many years of doing a ton of them. So we're going to aim for that again. And then instead of focusing on veggies per se, I want to just put it down to track and keep consistent with balanced meals. Like monitoring my protein, carb, vegetable intake still, but balancing it out. Like I tend to be a very heavy carb eater, and I think that's really gotten to me this year. So I want to kind of reverse that, where I'm still having carbs. I'm not going to cut them out because your body still needs them. But I think it would be great to be able to increase the vegetable intake more and cut down on the carbs a little bit, but making sure every meal is balanced with the core things you need. So those are the 3 health and fitness goals that I have this year. For to-do/lifestyle, I really want to plan like a solo little trip, nothing major, like a weekend away with Riley, someplace I can take him with me. Because I would love to do solo travel. I don't know that I feel entirely comfortable doing it by myself. I'm more of I want to do stuff with a family member or friend. But I don't tend to have that ability to go with someone. So I think it would be great if I could find like a cabin getaway, a beach getaway, something like that where I can take the dog, because then I wouldn't be entirely alone, and it would just help me to kind of get used to going out on my own and venturing. But on the flip side, I think it might be good as little goals each month to do something where I am alone, whether it's going to a coffee shop by myself, go out and eat where I sit down, you know, things like that to kind of break me out of that comfort zone of having somebody with me all the time. So that may be like a mini goal I do each month and then plan for this trip. The second thing is to deep clean 1 room a month. So the way I've always done it is spring and fall, I do an entire deep clean of the whole house. Usually I'm knocking it out in 1 day to 2 days, and it kills me. I can't physically keep doing that. So my thought is to divide the house into like 6 segments and do 1 segment every month. And then once we get to July, start it over again. So every room will get deep cleaned twice throughout the year. That's what I'm hoping to do. We're gonna see what I do. Third one, kind of boring, but I need to set up an external hard drive for editing, because sometimes when I go to edit my videos, there's not enough storage on my computer and it's driving me crazy. As you saw this year, I did get to do a lot of dinner parties, and I really want to do more next year because I really enjoy having people around and trying something new and having a theme to set the table. So my goal is to do 4 dinner parties next year. And then again, I want to continue with last year's goal and do a new recipe every 2 weeks. But something I was discussing with my friend, it's like I need to come up with more vegetable side dish ideas so I have more variety there. So I thought maybe doing every 2 weeks I'll do a new side dish, but it might be better to do like every other one as a side dish and then 1 meal. So I might do it that way. And then for faith, last year I did the devotional, which you guys saw in some of my Sunday vlogs, which I love doing those, but every other year I feel like I flop back to, I'm gonna do a read through the Bible in a year plan. Just so that way I'm still reading the Bible actually, and not just these little blurbs or a few passages of scripture. So this year will be read through the Bible in a year. And then I want to put down attend church. We're going to put a metric with it this time. My goal is to attend church 50% of the time every month. I think that's going to give me the leeway I need if I don't physically want to go. So that's all my goals for the year that I'm willing to share. Now, over the last probably 4 weeks or so, I've been on Pinterest browsing images that kind of went with these goals that I had in mind. And I've been saving them to a board, which I'm going to just show you a few of the shots here. But I need to make the vision board. So I'm going to pull all these images, and then I'm going to put them into like a Pages document. Usually is how I do it. I overlay them, and then I'll print it out because I do like to hang it up in my office. I've done this for the last 3 years, and I think it's really helped to visually see it because it's right near my desk. I'm always glancing at it every day. And honestly, I think it's helped me stay on track, because when I would just write them in a notebook, I wouldn't always remember what goals I had set or to remember to work on them. And when I'm visually seeing it, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do that. Oh yeah, I need to do that. You know, and it kind of kept me on track to actually knock those out. So that is the other thing that I will get done either tonight, maybe tomorrow night when I'm chilling for New Year's Eve. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in my year-end review. I hope some of this information was helpful. and I'm very proud of my accomplishments. So I'm very thankful I did what I did this year. I really do hope everybody has a very happy, healthy 2024. And as always, I hope you have a blessed day.